Network Express is running. Turn the power on. David Phantom says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tier 100. End of line. COBHC 2015 SICHER 100. Hello, Shelby of the Juden variety. Hope you're doing okay. End of line. Got 76 subbed as tier 1 and says almost 2 years. End of line. Wesley Nixon subbed as prime and says resub. End of line.
Okay. David, thank you for the 100 bits. Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits.
Jout.
Jout.
I have my timing off by a lot. CHER 100. End of line.
Jout, thank you for the 23 months there. Thank you, Jout. And Wesley, thank you for the 23 months as well. David, thank you for the 100 bits again.
One and says more is up. End of line.
Eastwood Peak. What was more sub. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what that message was. Eastwood Peak, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 22 months there. Thank you.
Fury sub as tier 1 and says is interrupt Shelby with the TikTok time. End of line.
Fuzzball, thank you.
Tier 1 and says yay one more. End of line.
Fuzzball, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 6 months. And Lanesy.
Can we start the stream now? Oh no, I am out of bits. CHER 100. End of line.
Lanesy, thank you for the tier 1 and for 23 months. And Ben, thank you.
Sub as tier 1 and says the subs will continue until talking improves. End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. Generic Sweetener, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 22 months there. Okay. We have some things to go over. I have some notes to talk about. They're in here. This is blank paper. But some things.
One SICHER 100. End of line.
Semaphore, thank you for the 100 bits there. So, how many printer scanners have we acquired? 0, because I don't want to keep spending money on printers. I don't want to own a dozen printers. It also, I don't want to spend like $50 a pop on printers, because with ink, So, all right, let's go over some things. First off, here's an image, okay? This is the thing I just most recently printed out, exactly like this. So the alignment dots are grid segmented as well. And that looks like this. So, this is kind of where we were last time. This was printed on the Canon today, actually. Now, there are some problems. You can see that if I grab a spudger here in the just steadiest hand in the world here. All right, I'm going to refocus this. You can see around here. Oh, wow, the smudger is so big. On the left side dots, how about I say? The left side dots there, you can see that they are double printed on the left. So I thought, oh, the Canon sucks. So instead, I should use the HP. The HP was kind of a pain in the butt to get going with the nightmare of power nonsense going on back there. That's actually been fine. We got to the HP, and I said, I want to use photo paper. And then it would it would like hard reset if it was set to print on a 4x6 sheet. For like some weird reason, that would lock up the firmware. All right. We attempted printing on the Canon, but then we were getting like weird results when it got towards the middle of the page where it like would skip and smear and stuff. Um, and I have solutions or answers to all of that now. But ultimately, the answer is that we're not, these printers suck and we're not going to be able to use them. So I'll give you the big reveal right now. Both of these printers are dirty liars. And both of them are only 600 DPI for black. So, everything I was trying to do with the 1200 DPI stuff, waste of time. It wasn't going to happen. So that really sucks, because now I have these and they're just definitely not going to work. Let's do it in color. Well, I don't have color ink and I don't want to buy color ink because I would rather buy a 1200 DPI black quality printer. So yeah, I don't know. I am wondering if maybe a black real 1200 DPI laser could theoretically do it, but I don't own one. But maybe I'm willing to try and get one. I don't know. I would prefer to get a 2400 DPI laser printer, but we'll cover that if that exists. I don't even know. So, here's the thing. All right, let's go over these. So, let's start from the end of last stream. I'm trying to print on photo paper in this printer, okay? So, I have successfully printed on photo paper now. If we go back to here, all right, if I swipe this away, this is photo paper on the Canon. And you know what? It actually looks pretty amazing. I haven't actually tried scanning that one yet. I figured I would save that for on stream, but it's still not perfect. In the second or in the middle block towards the right side of the top, you can see the second dot from the right is still double printed. I don't know why. Now, I have an idea, or I should say a potential solution. This is the printer paper that I was using. It's ancient, and it may not be so ink absorbent now. So I have this, which is photo paper. It's also ancient, but maybe it's more absorbent. I don't know. It's Merit Line brand, so it's not great. This was HP brand. So we have a second kind of photo paper to try. Maybe it looks better. All of those look a bit wobbly to me. Yeah, no, they're not amazing. But I would like to point out, okay, this is still this exact same image here with the discrete dots in the alignment area. And you can actually see discrete dots in the alignment area. So they're not completely bleeding. So the Canon with photo paper has the capability to not bleed. That code might actually work. We're going to scan it in a little bit here. But we're still stuck on that. So let me cover some more things here. The Canon, I was able to clean the rollers. It can now pull in its own paper. So that's a score. I took a piece of foam here. This is a low density foam, and I wrapped a paper towel around it, sprayed it with some Windex, crammed it.
F5CHGER 100 chugga 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 woo woo woo. End of line.
Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits. But I crammed I'm just trying to hold this down here so I can see. It looks like it's smooth now.
Materials become less absorbent as they age. Shocker CHGER 100. End of line.
David, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the 10-minute lag is. We should set like a timer over there, like countdown to lag or something. I don't know. Anyway, I stuck paper towel over this. Windex, rubbed it on the rollers. Rollers are picking up paper on the Canon now. So there's that. I also have a solution for the smearing that it was doing. We had printed some like a press test print page, and the print head had like jumped and like skipped some spots, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. That really made me think that this thing sucks and it's bad. But I now know that it's not, or at least that it can be fixed. So let me show you exactly what the problem was with that. I have not solved it yet because it's a printer. It's going to be a pain in the butt. So if we look in here, all right, I make this even brighter. Let's say 2300. Okay. So this is the inside of the printer. You can see the belt right here. This is what drives the printer, but there's something in front of the belt right here, this plastic strip. And it turns out that's a servo track. Because if I really nail the focus on here and then tell you all to just like pretend, hold on, I'm going to cheat zoom. Boom. Okay. So you can kind of see on there. Wow, that's not easy. Can I refocus somewhere? There we go. If the audio desynced, refresh. Okay. I'm going to let the camera stop wobbling here. There we are. So that is a servo strip, okay? Hecubus, kind of. I'm not amazing at playing the keyboard, but I can make it work. See if let's see audio out of sync now. Just refresh. Don't see out of sync. Give it a little bit and then refresh. If it's still out of sync, I don't know. I'll stop and restart the recording, but it usually doesn't happen. Let's see. Remember someone formerly traced basis for cool oscillator type instrument. Ooh, that's cool. That seems like an Emily thing. Anyway, so here's the thing. Those are servo control strips. Well, I'm gonna just slide the printer over here, and look, ooh, there's stuff there. Oh no. So what had happened? It turned out is someone, and it is theoretically possible that it was me at Goodwill. I don't know. Smeared the grease from the track onto the servo strip, and it's now covered in a lithium grease. So it needs to be, or a silicone grease, something. It's covered in goo, so it needs to be cleaned. And that's why it was skipping. So I know now, at least, why it was, because it was covering like exactly the spots that it was skipping. So yeah, we need to clean that. Don't know exactly how, because none of this like really opens anymore easily. So that's gonna be fun. I might get a cotton swab and just put some isopropanol on it and rub it along the side. I don't know. We'll see. Let me unsuper cheater zoom this. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, I mentioned that I had solutions for all of the problems, or at least workarounds. And I mentioned I printed on photo paper. What I didn't mention about the photo paper printing is that in addition to printing on the Canon, which looks really good, I've also printed on the HP. The HP does a much better job at not printing extra dots, but you can see it's not perfect either. There are still weird dots over there, and I don't know quite why. So that's what's going on. But how did I do that? Because I printed on the 4x6 photo paper on the HP. Well, I cheated. I taped the photo paper to a bigger sheet of paper so that it would just take it in. So it doesn't know that it's printing on a small sheet of photo paper, but it works. So yeah. Now this one is the one that I just printed. This one did not print quite right, but this code looks like it might. Okay. So this photo paper may not be that receptive to ink anymore. Oh. man, that's the photo side. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, yeah. So I really might be onto something with the photo paper not being good anymore. That is amazing. What does it look like in the areas that are gone now? Hold on. Okay. Let's bring it back here. Okay. And oh, it's just completely gone. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. Um if the reader is really good at her correction, it's not that good. Actually, on that, I had shown how you can like rock the card in there as you're scanning it. I think I know how it's doing it now. My prediction for how the thing actually works is when you're doing a scan, it doesn't care about movement at all. I think it's taking stills and then it's looking at individual blocks all in one go. So I don't think it matters the movement. I think as long as it gets one still image of a whole block all at once, then it can read it. So the problem is that we're not getting like intact blocks. That's where we're at. So, but there's nothing we can really do with that information. But I think that is how it reads it. So there's a heating element. No, that's not laser. That's inkjet. So I don't think so. But we can try the photo paper on the laser. I have not done that. That is an option. So sure this isn't dye sub? Yeah. Well, you know, I genuinely don't know. All I know is that it says HP on it. And let's see, PLQ6638600009. I don't know. It says HP Advanced on it. I think it's actually of the era of that printer. So, meh. All right. So, I think the first thing we should test is printing onto this photo paper on the Canon. I don't think we have a single reason to attempt printing on the HP. I had plugged it all in and powered it all up, thinking that there would be a reason, but I can't think of what it would be now. They're both 600 DPI. The HP has wandering dots, just like this does, but this also seems when it places the dots better, it seems like it does a better job of it. So, photo paper will not the laser printer unless it's, what do you mean? The toner will just like fall off? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it just falls off of the inkjet, so what's the difference? I don't think there's a fuser stage on inkjet. I'm pretty sure not. Because, I mean, it's all just right there in the open. There is no heater roller thing. So, maybe try one of those tiny photo, those I have, I don't know if I have it in here. I have access to one of those little mobile phone printer things. They're terrible. They're not good. I downvoted it even for the idea of self-producing stickers of these kinds of images because the edges are so fuzzy. So yeah, they're terrible. No, you have to lick it to fuse it. Game Boy printer, definitely not high enough resolution on the Game Boy printer. If you use the wrong photo paper in the laser printer, the surface in the paper might just melt and stick to the roller. Okay, that's a fair reason to not run it through there. That laser printer, I'm not really attached to it, but it's lasted like 10 years on the same toner, so I don't really want to kill it just because it's like it survived. There's no reason to risk it. So let's see, preheat the photo paper. Ooh, that's, I mean, I don't know if that's actually a thing, but yeah, all DG documents are up. It's, ooh, sweet, Joe, excellent. Let's see, plotter with hot needle. Oh my gosh, plotters are never gonna work. I'm not sure that the plotters have enough detail resolution. Like maybe, but I'm not sure. All right, let's tape this to a sheet of paper. See if we get any different results printing on it. We're going to use the Canon. Apparently, we're not going to put photo paper through the laser because I can see that. Dehydrator for the photo paper. That would be cool if I had one. Okay. What do we have going on here? I like how it's photo paper brand photo paper. It just says photo paper. It says literally nothing else. Oh, this is a good sign. This is definitely going to work. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to tape this on. I'm going to tape it in the top left corner. I didn't wrap tape over the edge on the other ones, but I am gonna on this one. Okay. I have some garbage tape here that I need to use up. So let me just fix this. So 50-50 shot it works. Oh, I would so bet money on it not working. I mean, to the point where I don't even think it's fair to like start a prediction. It's not gonna work, and this just broke. Great. I think the metal edge cutter was gone on this anyway, so it's not like it matters. Okay, we'll just use scissors. All right. Well, now why am I even using this? Because I don't have a tape dispenser nearby. Okay, that's why. Where is the edge? There it is. Is it? No. Yes. Okay. Hopefully we figure something out. Yeah, I think it's going to be that I have to look up a high resolution laser printer. I think that's going to be the only option. I need to find an actual high resolution monochrome only laser printer. But the thing is, I don't know if those exist. There's not a lot of reason for those to exist. The whole purpose of laser is bulk cheap printing, which is kind of antithesis of high resolution. They still sell them. Bought 1200 last month. Is it really 1200 DPI, or is it like my brother where it's 1200 in one axis and 600 in another? Because see, that's another thing they get you with. You kind of want to find a printer that completely relies on PC side control, doesn't do any internal processing. That would be nice. Good luck. On that, I've got the Linux side of the Canon dialed in now to the point where we're not going to be using Windows. It kind of helped knowing that it's actually only 600 DPI. That made it behave a little more predictably. So no more Windows. It's not necessary. Okay. So there's my attached photo paper. Let's try this out. Think the New Brothers 1200 both ways? All right. It would be nice. Oh, this is off. Because I was going to do a thing. I'm going to put all this other paper in there just so that it pushes it up. Come on. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Okay. A really small amount of ink stays in the right place every time you wipe them with a finger. Would it work to print wide? Oh my gosh, no. I don't think so. Printed graphics on it, covers, PC games, 1200 DPI. All right. See, the thing is, I don't really have any other use case. So if I buy an expensive 1200 DPI printer, it's just going to be for this. And really, it's only for the video. And did you know that you can just order custom-made playing cards? I don't know what the quality on them is like yet, but I know someone else who's working on this stuff, and they have ordered custom-made playing cards with e-reader dot code strips on them, and we're going to see if that works. If so, then my recommended way to do this won't be to print them yourself. It'll just be to order cards, because that's way cooler than a piece of paper. So, yeah. But, all right, let's see. All right, file, print. It'll be the Canon image settings. We're going to stick it kind of up there. Job, that never matters. Color, monochrome, advanced, high quality. I wish I could tell it to like print slow, but print scaling is set to none. I don't know if paper type matters. I'm going to tell it it's photo paper, whatever. Maybe that'll make it use less ink or something. I don't know. All right. And print. All right. It will take up its own paper now. I don't have to try and cram it up in there. Desiac, all the printers are terrible. That's the long and the short. I don't think it just tried to take the paper up. I think it just kind of bumped it. Nope, it's trying to take it. Maybe. I'm not sure. No, it's not. Let's see, there's a scummy solution. Buy on Amazon, print once for the video, return. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, I did not like that. I'm going to take out all the other pages, and I'm going to cram this one through. All right. I'm going to go back and reprint. Yeah, exact same, everything, print. Okay. Could have told you that in 1994. Yeah, well, the thing is that it turns out all of my printers are 600 DPI on black only. And the colors are the only ways that are things that are higher resolution. Okay, you know what? I think I need to tape more along the edge. I think it's just getting caught. Hold on. The other ones were a little easier to get to go through. And by a little more, I guess I mean completely. HL 2400, 1200 DPI for 120. Is there a 2400 DPI one? I know it's like, dude, what, why? But here's the thing. 2400 DPI could have a perfect multiple scale for the original DPI. So you could print original quality codes. That's the thing. All right, I'm going to attempt to print again. Hey. Come on, don't jam. Ah! And it's doing it. All right, I'm going to clear off the magnifier, which, by the way, I put it back there and gave it its own space. It's going to just live there for now. I'm really curious what this is going to look like. Do we know for sure that your black cartridge contains ink and not fine carbon particles yet, really? The only thing I don't like about the black cartridge in this is that it's a reman. So it's a used cartridge. It won't have been that... Is there actually ink being put down? Why you no print? I had to do this to me on Windows. I haven't had it happen on Linux yet. I'm going to flip it over, run it through the same settings in the other direction. So it'll print on the back. File, print, print. Oh, the one you're saving on ink. Yeah, because these codes use so much ink. Take pictures of a really bad snowstorm? No. Oh, the white. Okay. Some mandatory head cleaning routine? Yeah. Okay, it's clearly not putting anything down. What gives? What? Oh, You know what? I did set it to photo paper. I wonder if that could be doing it. Hold on. Print. I'm going to put this back in like this. I'm going to tell it it's stationary. I seem to recall setting it to photo paper always made it print blank. Okay, monochrome. Here we go. This is a real test. Ah, that's probably what it is. That's a completely different activity. Okay. Yep, there we go. All right, let's see what that looks like. It's good, but it's not better. It only has 2, Ben. All right, let's see if it wipes off. And if it doesn't, I'll try reading one of them in the e-reader. So, does it wipe off? Kind of. It's not as bad, so this is better. I'm a little curious what that wiped off part looks like now. So that's the wiped part. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, just for, well, do we even bother cutting this out? I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to change anything. Just trying to decide if it's worth trying to peel the paper off and cut it down. Wrong screen. Oh, there. The heads are new. So yeah, they're clean. Anyway, unwiped and then wiped. So yeah, it messes it up pretty bad.
Lazy Crips up as tier 1 and says, are we scanning punch cards? End of line.
Lazy Crypt, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 22 months there. It's kind of like punch cards. I don't think it's a drying thing. We can let the other side dry because that side's, I mean, that. It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look amazing. The thing that gives me hope that this cannon might work is you look in a really high density, well, I swear I'm seeing like micro dots that should not be there too, though. I don't know. Can I laminate it? I don't know. I guess. Just put a strip of packing tape over it? Maybe it's fiber. The paper is causing dots to deviate in position.
2015 SICHER 100 when the ink doesn't stick to the page. Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry.
All right, well, we'll try letting the bottom one dry. We'll let this one that you're currently looking at dry. So we'll leave that as is. Printing it as gray instead of black when we can put down less drops. So Paul Guy, it can only dither. So what happens is you get missing dots. That's what happens because it doesn't have control over it in that kind of way. So Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. I don't think I said that. Yeah, some of the ink drops are very far off the target. So it's I don't know. It's a tough one. So, all right. This paper is not the magic bullet. So we could try a different sheet, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. You know, I think I could just actually stick this in there. 5x7. I might be able to just print directly onto these. What is the application for this? It is this thing that totally still works. So this is a Game Boy Advance e-reader. So this is a cartridge for the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, so for any of you who may have missed last week. So it takes cards, or like actual playing cards, like it's just cardboard, all right? And it has the codes printed in these stripes along there, and you just swipe them, and then it reads it, and then I flip it over and I swipe the other one. Actually, it would help if I tell it to like read. Swipe the other one, and then it will load a game off of the card. That's what this is. The e-reader was released in Europe, yes. There was a different version there. But yep, this is a game that was loaded off of the e-reader card. Now, you might be asking, okay, what are you trying to print? That's one half. If you want cards, you go buy cards, then you have games. So like that's that. But here is the much more interesting thing. Let's actually take a look at this. We didn't get into the development. How many bytes is each card? 2,000 per strip, approximately. So let's get rid of this, all right? And let's look here. So I actually worked on this the other day. So I'm gonna do a I'm gonna move that file out of there really quick because I need to do a git pull, which is gonna rebase my entire repository. Yeah. Dash rebase, because I totally cannot pull with rebase. Please, you know what? I think I just have to repull the whole thing. Hold on. I totally didn't accidentally upload the e-reader ROM to GitHub and have to wipe out the whole repo. Totally didn't. Git clone git at github.com new e-reader dev. Okay. Europe never got an e-reader? Really? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, back to this. So we're gonna look at this, and I'm gonna pop that in there. No, stop it. Pop this in there. So this is my e-reader ROM. I dumped that using my Nintendo DS. So on the bright side, Nintendo are famously easygoing about ROMs. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna make. Do I have this command in my history? I should. Yeah. Okay. So here's the reason why putting the ROM in there is really nice, because if you name the ROM the same thing as the .save file, MGBA will automatically load it, and it makes it one command like that to automatically launch MGBA. Oh, hold on. Source start. So it'll launch. Dude, really? Oh, that's not. Okay, I know what the problem is. Hold on. Bin. E-reader old. I need to move that into there. Okay. Okay. Now it will finally work. There we go. Boom. E-reader. I think the cards are printed by a computer. I don't think you're asking the right question, is the thing. But let me just demonstrate this really quick. So this is a game that I actually made, all right? So I have the code for this right here in this C file, all right? So this is the code for how to play this. Here is the GIMP file for the background, all right? So this is a maze game, all right? And it's very, very simple. It's just a maze. But the idea is this is a custom background loaded into the Game Boy Advance through the e-reader. And it's just another thing. You got to learn how to load in a background, set it up. So this uses tiles. So I'm actually using the tile map for this. And if I go over a tile that is the blank floor space, then the game allows the player ball to go that way. But if the tile is anything else, it will stop it, with one exception of the finish line, where it will finish and then it pallet cycles to show that you win. So when it is small tiles. So if we look at the C file here, this is the representation of the map. The map is not a bitmap. So this is the tile set right here. It's not 4 tiles. I don't remember how many. It's 16 total tiles. So there are horizontal and vertical lines. That's how I said it. So horizontal and vertical lines, and then there are T blocks. They have 4 rotations, so that's 4 of those. Then there are no plus intersections. I didn't actually do that. I could have, but that would have just been 1. But yeah, there's no 4-way cross. Just didn't work out that way, I guess. But there's no 4-way. And then there are end caps. So there's 4 end caps. So 8 of those. 1 end tile, so we're up to 11. And then there are some blank outer tiles that I could probably get rid of, but that's 12. So where are the other? Why are there 16? I'm not sure why there are 16. Oh, corners. Oh, so 12 plus 4 more for the corners. Boom. There's your 16 tiles. So. Okay, Jout, I'll see you. So there's 16 tiles there, and then there is a map of the tiles. So the Game Boy shows 15 tiles wide. So if I cut this, so this is 8. Whoops. You know, I've been doing so much image manipulation stuff. I keep trying to middle click drag to move around in text editors. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then if I, no, 1, 1, 2, okay, and then, where am I, what is this even, is that, hold on, okay, that's 8, 16, 24, 32, okay, so if I shift these 2 down, I believe. No. Oh, that's right. It's the actual raster is 256 wide. It's kind of weird. The full background has to be 256 wide, which makes this easier to align, actually. So if we do this, you'll start to see that the C array here. So if I disable word wrap, view.
Nesreal sub has tier 1 and says coming up on 2 years. Wow. End of line.
Nesreal, thank you for the tier 1 sub. And for 2116 for... Wait, what? No, 16 for... Wait, was I doing 23 wrong this whole time? I think I was. That's 21. Okay, so 21 months. And for everyone else, sorry, that was 23. Oops. I can put the card under the microscope, but I can answer your question. It is not printed with a dot-based printer. It is screen printed. So if your question is what resolution is it, there isn't a resolution. It's a screen print. But I'll put it under there in just a second. Anyway, if I bring this up, you'll see that the map for the tiles, number 2 is the open spaces. So you can see the right turn going here, and then just under that, somewhere, there it is the means down. So the code for the game itself actually will look in the initialization here to figure out what the exact position is for what the free space tile index is, because there's no guarantee that's going to stay the same. So it uses the array of all of them to copy that, and then it also grabs it from the finish point. But yeah, This was very simple, very fun to put together, and that's kind of what makes this platform cool. Is that it is the limitations of the storage capacity are actually a benefit because it forces you to think about things differently. Like I've been trying to get sound samples working too, but I think I'm just gonna have to give up because they're enormous. So I have a friend of mine in one of those A suburbs with a 2400 DPI photo printer. Well, that's not necessarily as big of a thing as you think. Both of these are 4800 DPI horizontally. Um, so I think, yeah, here. So 4800 DPI horizontally. So if it would have to actually be 1200 DPI black. That's the thing. Photo enlargement. Yeah, that's about the only way I can think how to do it. All right, I'll put, for those who have not been here previously, I'll put a real card under the, it's not really a microscope, but sure, microscope. So here's what a real card looks like. It's a very, very tight printing. But the real thing is that if you look at this copyright date on here, which I just lost track of. There we go. If you look at the copyright date on there, you can see how ridiculously sharp and clear that is. Oh, it's flipped over there. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's razor sharp. And you're not going to get that out of home printing methods. This was silk screened. So there's no way of getting around it. Why you're not just putting a bootloader on the card and load the rest of it from SPI memory using the link adapter, because that defeats the entire purpose. I could just distribute a ROM to put on a save card if I just wanted to make it easy. The really cool thing about this and why it's so interesting is the potential to just print cards and distribute them that way. That's the whole thing. It looks like text from your laser printer. I guarantee you, if you put 1200 DPI text under there, like actual 1200 DPI, you can see dots. That is way sharper than 1200 DPI. So, max is 4800 by 2400. Yeah, but again, I bet that's color. Let's see. Epson Workforce is normally DPI, only spent like 500 on it. Oh, that's probably the like EcoTank one or something. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah. All right, grab that card. So, all right. We have an hour left. I think I have pretty much demonstrated that I can't print these. It ain't happening. Non-Ecotech. Okay. How could you get a similar result from business card printer? Doubt it. I bet this business card printer, something as unique like that, is not going to be that high resolution. If you ask any local litho shops what they charge to print some short run, no. Here, let me bring this up. Oh, what is the name? MGC okay, I don't remember the name of the company. My mouse is driving me absolutely up the wall with inconsistent click holding. Okay. I know someone who has ordered playing cards with e-reader codes from here that I swear will eventually load into an actual web page. There we go. All right, let me answer how Nintendo printed this stuff. Half tone screen printing. All right. This is how professional color printing is done. All right. So halftone is dithered dots. All right. What this means is you don't have the ability to print like, man, this is a really horrendous article. You don't have the ability to actually print gray. So if you want gray, you have a proportionate amount of black to white. To do color, you use proportionate mixes of colors together to create a average of that color. If we put this card back in and we look at some of the color areas of the printing, which keep in mind this is a black and white magnifier, so you're not going to actually see color. But here you can see the dots on there that are the dithering to make specific colors. Now, they're not using a inkjet printer or something like that to make those dots. They are using a screen, a mesh that you use to put a like squeegee ink onto the paper. This is not dot based. The only reason there are dots is because of the halftone process to get the exact color they want. So these dots should actually be flexible in size. It's just because it's like not. Yeah, here we go. So here on the other side, you can see how the dots bleed into each other because they're dithered. And different sized dots are in different places. Yeah, where there's a gradient right there along the edge, you can see the dots all change different shapes and things. Now, because when you screen print halftone stuff, you make a physical object that is the resolution, okay, of the image. You can make that nearly perfect if you have filled areas. So this here is a Game & Watch character, and it's black ink that was just screen printed onto the card. So this is a piece of stainless steel, most likely, that has a hole cut in it that is the shape of the character on there, and they just put black ink through the hole. So that is how they are doing this. They are squeegeeing black ink through a screen, and then it goes through a slot mask, like spray painting with a stencil. Okay, it's called a stencil. That's the word. So they use a stencil to do this. That's why it's so sharp and why it can't be replicated. So you can't do it. I guarantee you a, well, 4K. What's that come out as DPI, Utaka? I do have access to a 4K SLA printer. Hmm. Need a slot mask from CRT as a squeegee. Yeah, really. So the other half of that, and the reason why screen printing is called screen printing, is and why I realistically can't do it at home. The screen part holds the ink up away from the stencil. So that it doesn't just pour through, because you have giant holes and stuff. If you just pour liquid over holes, it's going to run through the holes. So the screen is a mesh that the capillary action of the fluid retains the ink itself. And you use a wipe over the screen to press the ink down through the holes and onto the paper. But then the ink comes back up to the mesh that holds it there. So, yeah, it's realistically not something you can do at home. But that's how you do extremely high resolution, fast mass production of printed materials. It's halftone printing with screen printing. So there you go. That's how that works. Anyway, this is a custom playing card manufacturer. The problem here is that anything custom is not likely going to be screen printed, but professional higher resolution printers do exist. So I know someone who has ordered custom playing cards from this place, and I've heard that their resolution is either 800 DPI or 900 DPI. Don't know. I will probably email them at some point, but I'm hoping it would be possible to order custom-made playing cards and have a professional printer print them and have it just work. So that's kind of the idea, but it would be really sweet to be able to do this because publishing on actual cards is the coolest way you could do this anyway. So if you just order playing cards pre-printed, what does it matter if you can't print them at home? That's not the coolest way to have them done anyway. So, 1000-ish DPI. Ooh. So that's an effective resolution, Adrian, of actually 500 DPI because you have to go every other pixel to have a mesh. and 500 DPI is pretty rough. So there's an outfit doing cool at home screen printing kits looked at a while back, but they won't work here because you need to print the artwork in the first place. Oh, yeah. So anyone interested to watch the applied science video on this subject? It's really hard to find instructions for these things that aren't t-shirts. I don't remember that video, actually. I should go back and watch that. That would be really nice to see. What was his application for screen printing? It was probably some crazy, like, was it an ITO glass video? I could see screen printing that. Although that should be sputtered and then have a mask that you remove. So, no. I don't know. Anyway. Tried figuring out the DPI of the cards. They are 342.29 or something like that. It doesn't line up to any consumer printer DPI.
One whole year of desktop fun. End of line. End of line.
MQ Bush, thank you for the tier 1 sub. And for 12, that's 8 and 4, 12 months there. Thank you. I should get tattoos of, like, the numbers on my fingers. Or just update my script to print it out in binary so I can cheat. Yeah, e-reader cards are more difficult to duplicate than amiibos. They really are. My phone can emulate an amiibo, but it cannot emulate an e-reader card. Even the DPI of the display, if I can hold it up to the camera, I don't think is actually high enough. It's really good. I think you just wanted to do it. It's making this seem even harder to do. Yeah, semaphore, there's a reason that I actually do decimal up to 10. So, PBI for the Lego Mars screen comes out to be about 732, but I think there are higher resolution screens that are smaller. So yeah, the problem with that, Yutaka, is that you have to divide that by 2 because you have to have filled areas in between the dots to hold the dots together. And then how good is it at actually printing perfect screens like that? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it would do that. You can scale the dot code to be a bit bigger. It can take just a little bit more size. Yes, there is a limit, but because one of these, actually, I think the one I taped the giant thing to here. Yeah. Is it on the back of this? Yeah. So I printed it at 150 DPI. This is what that looks like. It can't read this. I don't think the window is big enough on the camera to be able to fit that. That one's like half cut off too. But yeah, that's way too big. So there's a limit in how big you can go. It still has to be able to see the whole square, and that's well past it. Fractional scales don't work either because then the pixels are distorted and it doesn't line up with the grid. So line pairs per inch, yeah. That's where that gets really annoying. Not great because the dots shrink if you have the exposure longer. Well, that would actually, well, what do you mean the dots? Oh, because it would stick more material to it. Yeah, that would be fun. Ugh. Laser printers tend to print their dots in a square grid. In my experience, no. Let me show you what garbage printers do on this. So this is, you know what, actually, I think this is a laser printer on photo paper, but it's a color laser printer, so it was realistically designed for that. This is what a laser printer looks like. This one was actually really good. Ooh, wait a minute, hold on here. Maybe I need to mess with this printer more. Well, I can't tune the black. So yeah, the problem is, that's in focus, okay? So it's not, that one's not really bleeding together that much either. Man, that was a good printer. It's a shame it's only 600 DPI. That one is a rock solid 600 DPI printer. Technically, couldn't you print larger and use a mirror optically shrink it? But, oh, I mean, yes. Optic stuff is just not gonna work. It's not happening. Yeah, that's close. That card does not work, but that's super close. The reason it doesn't work is because the ink bleeds together. I have a printing. This is from, I think this is from the same printer, but on, yeah. That's the same exact printer on standard printer paper. and you can see how the dots are all bleeding together. You can also see at the top how the dots are really inconsistently sized, and that's because it has like image processing I can't disable. So it's Matrox, what is your color laser? This is a Canon MFC 64. Probably in my printer config on my laptop. But yeah, the Canon color laser does not work that well. It's not in there because it's not connected to that network. Bleeding is bad, but the alignment looks so much better. That alignment looks amazing. I have a black and white laser here. You know what? I'm not gonna be able to sleep unless I try it anyway. So you know what? This is a 1200 by 600 DPI laser printer. Let's try it. It's not gonna work, but so that I can feel like I tried all the things that I could possibly try today, which is realistically the last day we're gonna mess with trying to print this stuff. Let's just go ahead and get this over with. What else is fun is I have 2 black inkjet printers now. I have to figure out how to use, even though I don't ever print anything. At least in inkjet or laser. All right, so there's that. And then printer cable. Okay. I'm real tempted to try and run photo paper through it. Wait, did I already? I have the front adjusted for 4x6. I may have already. Back? Oh, okay. Well, hi. Apparently. Okay. We are back. Confirming we're back. Stream went 100 DPI. Okay. It looks like we're back. Okay. Printer collector? Very definitely not. So I see a question about an analog photocopier. Actually was talking about that with someone the other day. If that Canon PC-20 worked, I would totally try that just for giggles, but it doesn't help us in any way, even if it would be there. So yeah. Okay. Do I have paper in here? No, but I have a USB cable and a power cable. I should probably not have those in here. All right. I'm going to put some paper in here. We're just going to print a 600 DPI code to start. All right. And we'll see what that looks like. I think I'm hearing thunder. Is it actually raining outside? No way. Rain's illegal. Okay. Phone collector, not a printer collector. I think it's in the PS. Do you mean postscript there? I think that's basically how I'm doing it through GIMP. But I'm not 100% sure. What do you mean yes? Is that yes to rain? It's cloudy. I'm going to go see if there's rain, just for giggles. Just because, I mean, rain's the best thing ever. That's all, you know. It is indeed raining. Oh, that's nice. Yep, rain rocks. Okay. Okay. Guess Drench comes back. No, it's not quite outside. Okay. Watching split outside via CCTV. IR picks up the water droplets quite well. Interesting. Stream canceled due to rain. Go out and splashes and puddles. I mean, I kind of want to, but you know. It only has to rain for 55 more minutes now. Wrote a lot of laser stuff in the 80s. Ooh. Oh, that's cool, Semaphore. You know, there's a chance here, actually. Oh, does it not list what's in there? Oh, that's a shame. So I may have your Tree Saver utility on the PC magazine disc library here. That is super cool. I actually bought this for the Doors utility that's on there that allows you to do some multi-monitor-ish type stuff on DOS. Yeah, there's a lot of good PC magazine utilities. Let's see, that is an outside window. It's not really. I'll phrase it this way. That window can see an outside window. Or Bob, well, hello. Um, that's cool. Let's see. Because dots be displayed in some corner kind of display and then photocopied an analog photocopy. That's a really convoluted way of doing it. Oh yeah, this is hold on, we have a test here. Did the ink dry? I'm gonna see if I can wipe the ink off on this area. The answer is yes. It is now fainter. So there is ink just sitting on top there. It's not getting pulled in. I'm gonna cut this and we're gonna try printing on that or scanning that just to see. Let's find out. All right, this won't work, but oh, it's so thick. Okay, that's super not gonna work. Hold on. Yeah, I know. Hold on. Okay. Oh, this is the weirdest scan I've done. It didn't even recognize it. Oh. It's super rating now. Okay, one moment. One moment. One moment. What? One moment. We gotta hear this. Now that's the stuff. You guys are lucky that I like streaming too, because if I was recording a video, I would just stop and go outside and sit in the rain. All right. Now we know why it's lagging. Yeah, really. All right, so this did not work. It couldn't even detect it was there. Man. Did a pipe burst? Nope, just rain. All right.
Generic sweetener says we're screaming in the rain, CHBER 100 and a line.
That was really good, Generic Sweeter. That's excellent. All right, what are we doing? We're printing. Why is this off? There we go. Okay. Let's just do 600 DPI print. Yeah, that's the first thing. Okay. Wake up, printer. You got printing to do? Okay. Over to here. Oh, man, that rain is very distracting. I want to go play in rain. I want to print this as is, just to see what it does. So file, print. Okay. Brother. Oh, man, that sound. It is really coming down out there. Can you guys still hear it? Man. Heck yeah, it is. It is super coming down out there.
GBA 100. To me, rain anymore means sleet, hail, high winds, and the terror of potential tornadoes. End of line.
Yeah, we're lucky we don't get tornadoes here. We do get hail on very rare occasions. So, we're gonna print. Oh, resolution. Here we go. So we're gonna print 1200 by 600 DPI, which is realistically not gonna work. But we'll try it. So image settings, X resolution, unlock, 1200. Man, that sound out there. Whoo! Live in Metro Vancouver, don't mind rain. Yeah, rain is excellent. It's just the best. All right. Caught your car by 3 tornadoes. Okay. I think we're good. Let's just try it. See what happens. All right. Print. All right. What did we get? Nothing. Here, you just take that right back. Let's figure that out. File, print, HL, page setup, paper source, holy moly, manual feeder, image settings. That's, let's try 600 by 600, see what it does. Maybe it's like interpolating it for me. I don't have to worry about it. Job. Let's just do regular 600 by 600 too. That was some good thunder. If the stream goes to the stream resuming soon screen, I'm gonna guess power went out here. It hasn't actually ever happened, but maybe. All right, print. Let's try this one more time. Slurps in the paper like spaghetti. And wow, it technically printed. Dude, why? What? Look at it. It's like, that's it. That is the print right there. Those dots. It's barely anything at all. I love how this looks like some kind of like medical film microscope slide thing. Oh no, the toner's fine. The toner's been fine. And, oh, you know what? I bet it is. I bet it needs to actually print something real to wake up the toner. I got an idea. Records a random. Hello? 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 Are we there? Yeah. So, the power just went out for a little bit there. Yeah, GoPro done. That went out.
HBITPOMATO. Subject Fryman says. End of line.
Uh, 8-bit tomato. Thank you for the Prime sub and for 2 months. Yeah, it's serious out there. Everything flickered here. So I did really lose power for a second. It might actually go out. Extra long rain stream? You mean extra short when the power goes out? I think if the power goes out, I'll be able to stream from my phone to end the stream, but we're not going to continue that way because I won't have power to do anything. Stream PC on UPS? No. It is on a power surge, I think, filter. So there's that. Yeah. This is like a 6-month supply of rain. It might be. Arizona is not designed for rain. It's really not. I'm going to go attempt to turn on the GoPro. We'll see what happens. Dude, it's some real serious rain out there right now. It was also really cool because everything turned off and then I heard the thunder. Cool. How'd the PC keep running? Probably big capacitors. The monitors shut off. The laptop detected lack of power to the HDMI splitter. Yeah. Yeah, it was a brown. Well, so what I suspect I suspect it killed a transformer block or something, and then it rerouted power around it. So, thinks PCL is probably the way to do it. Well, first we gotta get the toner to wake up to actually print. I guess we can just keep reprinting the same thing. All right, let's just try it again. That's misaligned. The command line weather program? No. And if that's to control the weather, that'd be really bad because it'd be raining here a lot more. Where's Face Tracker? It's been gone for a long time. There's 2 reasons for that. One, I redid everything for OBS and I couldn't get it working. And 2, the Face Tracker uses a ridiculous amount of CPU. Like, way more than it should. I would like to have it back, but it's a really hard justification to have it for how much CPU it uses. It is cool. I do like the face tracker, but it's also... yeah. All right. I'm removing the grid filter so it prints bigger pixels. We're going to print this, and then I'm going to shift it over slightly so it prints on a new spot so we can tell. So let's try this. Don't miss it. I kind of do miss it, but just write yourself run on a GPU. I think there was an OpenCL version, so that's not as impossible as you think. Okay, real print. All right. So let's look at this on the magnifier. I didn't have the magnifier before. I was only looking at this on my phone. So, yeah. That's not good. That's a lot of bleed. But the pixels are twice as big as they need to be. But it's what pixels are locked in are like perfect. So, let's try something. Let's get a little weird with it. I'm going to enable this, but I'm going to add a mask. And then I'm going to have it do big pixels for the alignment. Oh, it's catching that one. Well, that one's getting it too. And then we're going to leave everything else in the center small. I want to see what this looks like. Well, that looks weird, but we're just going to ignore that. I don't expect this one to work, but I just want to see what it looks like. And that one's just going to be small over there. Maybe the woken up toner will actually work over there now. I don't know. File, print, and then I'm going to nudge it over. Left. That was a lot. Right there. Print. Try scanning it. There's no real reason to scan it. Well, the video magnifier works better than the scanner for instantly viewing it. About to snip it, and shall we remove the page? What do you mean, Flarespire? You just want the dot code image? I mean, I could put it up on Discord if you want that. Like, doesn't really matter. Like, well, that's not going to work. But I can, if you want it. Do you just trust a printer would align itself perfectly? Oh, there was an angry face. Oh, okay. Wow, that's weird. I don't think it can print individual dots. So, where is it? Finger, there, okay. So there is the section with the individual pixels. It just can't do it, just straight up. Like, it's trying, but it can't. There's some in there. Man, that's a shame. So if I make it actual 600 DPI, it bleeds. If I make it, or no, that's 300 DPI technically. If I make it actual 600 DPI, I just straight up can't print them. Huh. Also, that one looks squished. That looks too short. Like the paper feed speed wasn't right. Let's try something different. Let's try some horizontal prints in 1200 DPI. This is 600 DPI mode, but it doesn't really have a real 1200 DPI mode. But we're going to do image, transform, rotate clockwise. Okay. So we're going to print this again, but what resolution are we at? Well, let me figure this out. That is, wait a minute. What? Hold on. Why is this not grid aligned? Image, snap to grid, show grid. This is 8 by 8. I was using this for the, or no, it's not. It's like 16 by 16. Hold on. Has anyone tried just printing every other pixel pattern at the 3 different DPIs? No. I've determined that my 2 inkjet printers, though, are so sloppy, they're useless. This one is the only one that prints the dots in a consistent line, but it doesn't print individual pixels. So that's a problem. Just an unusual comment from on YouTube. A nice, helpful store assistant is your username. The printer is not doing, or printer doesn't do what it should. I guess in a way it should be able to print the individual pixels, so you're correct. But I wouldn't necessarily blame the printer. So, let's see. Does the printer have settings to reduce the toner density? So, maybe. Do we want to? I don't know. Let's. You know what? That's a good point, Petertronic. Let's actually try that. Let's get rid of this. Okay, and we're gonna do that. I'm gonna hide the grid. No. Show grid. Okay. Eco mode is off. We'll try it. File, print. We have image quality economy mode. I thought this would dither. Does it not? Let's try low. Image setting, I'm going to shift it over a little bit and we'll print and see what it does. So Messy Fool, you can't print a little larger. You can only print in multiples of 2. That's fainter. I swear it's missing some pixels, but let's look at it under the viewer. Wonder if I should get my, you know what, I just am. I'm not gonna ask, I'm just gonna do it. It will make this a lot easier, I think. Because the page is curling from the heat. I'm gonna get a piece of glass to put over it to hold it flat. Use the scratched up one, because this is not gonna be ideal viewing. Okay. So that's the edge. And then the first one that's all smeary, or that the pixels are not individualized. Then we have the one with individual pixels that are missing, and then eco print. Huh, they're not dithered. They're still connecting, but that's definitely better than that. Whoa, let's try 50% eco print. Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on here. What's the model of microscope I'm using? It's not, for one. It is an Aladdin Pro Plus by Telesensory. So it is a CRT-based video magnifier. It's meant for helping people with vision problems read things. It's not meant to be a microscope, but I modded it to have video out. So now it's a microscope, but it's not really meant to be. Okay, I'm going to move this over just a little bit more and print it. This is 50% eco mode. If it only prints every 4 pixels, it'd be good. I don't think so. Not available on Amazon. No, it is not. Okay, that went in very crooked, and it's also not quite right, but it might be better? Let's see. Did the video out mod flip it horizontal? Yes, it did. Which I apparently did not realize at the time. So there's some like really crooked ones. Where is it? Hold on. Let's go. All right. So individual pixels, 25% eco mode, 50% eco mode. It's so close, but it's still bleeding. Ah! There are some actual individual pixels there. What does the top look like? Because we can go see that on the computer a little more easily. So that's the top. Let me make sure that's like razor sharp on the focus. Absolute as best as possible. Okay. Getting better. There's no reason to scan it. There just isn't. For one, the scanner resolution is the same as the print resolution. So we're actually going to get worse data because we're not going to see the inconsistencies. This is a higher resolution image than you can get with a scanner. It looks cool. The scanner should appreciate it. No, it won't. It won't work well. Anyway. So that is this, I think. Let's just flip back and forth a little bit here. Or is it? Is it that one or is it this one. I don't think it's that one. Let's see, isn't pixels on paper Pika? I don't know. Let's see, maybe there's just too much toner hanging on because you're printing so little. I think that there could be something to that. If there wasn't data in between, like the data goes all the way up to the edges here, if there wasn't, I would try putting like black bars there or something. So I don't know. Maybe in means the e-reader. Let's see, try scanning it. No, you can't scan the e-reader cards either. I mean, we can, but it's not going to be that great. Can you clean the printer? Yeah, I don't know. The sides seem clear because there are no diagonal pixels next to them. So the problem we're getting is wherever there are diagonal pixels, they're bleeding together. So that's the issue. But I'm really confused. What is this? Like, which one? This doesn't really seem to match up. Could this be the other end? I don't think it would be. See, the e-reader scan at a lower DPI is going to be weird. It's mirrored. It is mirrored. You are correct. Oh, good catch. I completely forgot. So that would be this. Only the image is mirrored, not the actual stuff data. Okay. So now that to that. That's way, way closer. I can't flip it in OBS because it's not OBS. This is hardware. That's why I'm reaching over to press buttons to switch. So all of the dots are there. Wow, I'm really impressed by how the printer has handled this cluster. Look at these two on there. They are actual individual pixels. But below that, there's this whole thing there, and that's just a big old mess. All right, here's what we're going to try. We're going to try big pixels, but we're going to try it horizontal, and I'm going to try and put some black stripes before and after it to try and like clean out the ink. I can't easily scan that one on an e-reader because it's like in the middle of the paper. The next one I will be able to scan a little more easily. But I want to try and print it horizontally. Okay, so I'm going to undo the mirroring. Image, transform, rotate. Okay, I want to double check something here. This was this one. Make. I would just like to make sure I get the orientation correct. So there's like a big empty spot in the upper left. No big empty spot. No big empty spot. Oh, you know what? These are probably like completely different revisions. Fine, whatever. We'll just go with it. Okay. Can you make the pixel circle? No. Because these pixels are made up of 4 pixels themselves. So there's no space. Like that's the resolution of the image that we're sending to the printer because that's the resolution it can print. We are sending the maximum number of pixels to the printer possible. All right, we're going to print it like this. I'm going to image canvas size. I'm just going to entirely bump it up a bit. We don't need that much horizontally. Okay, I'm going to push it all the way down, actually. Okay. And then up above this, new one, I'm going to make some black stripes that will hopefully clean any toner off. And I'll do this on both. So this will give it something to print first. That should use a little bit of toner and maybe get it prepped. All right, file, print, image settings. Shove it over to the right. That might fit. I don't know. We'll see. That seems too long. Oh well. Let's just do it and see what it looks like. But I'm going to do... No, we'll leave it as is. Economy mode high, 50%. Okay, print. Let's see what that does. Bend the paper in half. When it's folded over, it doesn't fit very well through. I've tried. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Line, line, dots. Oh, that's terrible. That is the worst. What? Why is this so bad? Did the line somehow load it with ink? So then the bottom one, well, the bottom one actually looks okay-ish. It's not good, but it's better. Ugh. Is it back at non-eco? No, it is eco still. Huh. You guys are seeing words. Well, all right, for giggles, we'll try to bend it and scan it. I doubt it's going to work. It was this one here. We'll see. Will work. There's so much gray on here. It is... Having run this through so many times, look at that versus that. Like, there's so much just stray toner getting onto the paper versus the clean side. That's weird. All right, let's see if it scans. It just barely fits in there like that. And now I can't really run this back through. But we'll try. So this is not the one we just printed. That's on the other side, and it looks way, way worse. This was the best one we printed so far. That's a no. Big old no. All read errors. Can I clean the printer? I don't know how. I am very nervous to try doing that. I don't think that's the problem, though. Because somehow, if we look at one of these Pokemon card ones, these ones are brutal to it. Like, there's so much stuff going... You know, I'm going to put it under the magnifier. It's going to be monochrome, but let's not fall over. So, look at the halftone dots under it. And then you can see that there's like this repeating pattern back there still. So, it can handle other stuff in the image. It's looking for the real pure black contrast. So, having the gray under it's not really a problem. But it can have some tolerance. These rings are very robust. It's just, we're not getting the actual data down. They made it small and intricate for copy protection. I don't necessarily know that's true. It would make sense. But on the other hand, like, they had to make it small to fit as much data as possible as they could on playing cards. Like, if they made it bigger, it would be easier to copy, but it would also hold a factor of 4 less data. But per percentage change. It's like if it was 50% bigger, it would hold 1/4 of the amount of data. So, I'm not necessarily sure it's copy protection. What are you, because 4 indexing dots are not round? I don't think it's that, but there's no way to really know. I'll say this. This exact image that I'm printing out has succeeded for other people. Well, not like literally that one, because I made that one, but people use these the image generator to make these work and have worked. Or everyone in the past is lying. I don't know. I doubt it. So, horizontal look better. You know what? We're going to try one more. Come on, take it. There we go. All right. Just sent you a graphic. Be curious on Discord. All right. Let me look. So this is not a 1200 DPI printer. So it won't work. It's 1200 in the x-axis only. So yeah, Yin, that's what I was about to do. Is about to try to set it to 1200 by 600. Just looking at some other stuff here really quick. Ooh, whoa. Tim with some size. Wait a minute. That's the size. Play custom uses channel 3, uses channel. Ooh. Some really useful information there from Tim about how to do sound. Okay, we'll have to look into that. That would be awesome. Okay. Anyway, I can. Let me grab the image here. Copy. Or hold on, no. This. So this is the test image. JJDB210 there is wanting to print. So we can try that, but it's not going to work right on here. Scanning card and printing it might not. Really can't scan and print. It's not possible for me to duplicate a card. Because the DPI of the original cards is not a native multiple of the printers. I'd be curious where it falls apart. I mean, we can try it. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Let's try file, print. This page we're using is kind of like used up, so we'll just try this and see what happens. 1200 by 600. Then we'll set it to 1200 by, no, not locked, 600. I don't know if it's actually going to be squished like that. We'll see. If it does squish, then I will set it to, maybe I should set it to 600. Because is that correct? Yeah, kind of. That doesn't look, no, yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm going to set it to print like that. Well, no, I'll set it to 1200. We'll see what happens. 1200 by 600. We'll leave it in economy mode because that kind of seems to make it better. Set it to 1200 by 1200. Well, the Y resolution isn't really going to matter because it's just lines. 1200 by 1200, see what it does? It's just going to truncate data because it's only 600 in that axis. But it won't matter because there's no detail there. I mean, we can. We'll see what happens. All right. All right, there. We're just going to get a gray blob. All right, go! All right. Well, that's curious. You know what? I think I've had it do that every time I've tried to print at 1200 by 600. Yep, that's a thing. I'm gonna guess that was twice as fine as it should be. I think I need to set it to 600 by 600 and send it. Oh, it's weird. It is weird. What? Why is it not straight lines? That's messed up. Is that because of the scaling being wrong? Yeah, we're going to print it as 600 by 600 now. Stuff the same paper back in there, 600 by 600. We're going to leave it at the same 1200 by 600 setting, and then we'll also print it at 600 by 600 as the setting. Hold on, I really confused it. I put the paper in and then took it out because it went in crooked. Come on, take it. You don't have a paper in there. Trust me. There we go. Oh, it missed it again. You know, it'd be really helpful if this paper wasn't, like, curled so much. That paper's cooked, let it rest. Paper doesn't grow on trees, you know. All right, fine. We'll use a new sheet. File, print. Okay. We're going to set image. We're going to leave image quality there, but I'm going to set this to 600 by 600. 600 by 600. So it'll be bigger. Just so we're clear, none of the lines were solid. Not a one of them, no. Well, let's double check. Like, I don't even think the biggest one was. No, nothing is solid. Like, maybe those, because that's the axis that it has the least resolution in, but it's less solid and more just squished. So, what do I have? Oh, that's weird. I forgot about that setting. All right, so we're going to print this 600 by 600 with this setting and see what happens. So, print. It says cranky. Oh, because it's trying to print to this. Hold on, I'll just... There, take it. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now it's probably in the wrong spot, but, you know. Oh, well. I don't even know where it is. I should have flipped it. Oh, my gosh! Yeah, this one's toast. Okay, well, it's up there now for some reason, but whatever. Want to redeem, close the tray, but the tray is closed. All right, let's see what this looks like. We're going to look on the duplicate one. Okay, that all looks good. Because that should be 1200 DPI. And then this... That's slightly squished. Let's go over to the other side. Yeah, that's... Wait. We're getting some stepping. There is aliasing there. What? All right, let's turn off eco mode and do the same thing. Vertically, yeah. So on the... My finger is as big as the whole thing. On the left side, it is stepping. Let's turn off eco mode, see what it looks like. I'm going to put the paper in, the same paper in, but the other direction. By the end of the day, this paper is just going to be black. Can we see the junction? I mean, well, junction's kind of all messed up, but sure. I like how it's now there's so many dot codes on it. It's just I'm finding random dot codes everywhere. Okay, and junction. Well, the junction actually looks really good. Yeah, that looks fine. I don't like the wobbles, though. For the love of the game, we're using the same sheet so much because paper ain't free. Clean the drum? How? Have you tried printing white on black paper? I have. Pull out the cartridge, clean drum with IPA. But it's a whole thing. Yeah, it really doesn't seem simple. Okay. What was I going to do? I don't remember. Wait, that's not supposed to be darker? Now I'm confused. I didn't actually look at this image. This is blah. 3x3, white paper, like 6x6 would be. Oh, Acosta Dev, hello since it's first time. Or, Acosta Dev, hello with the raid. Sorry, my brain is fried. And hello since first time chatting here. Welcome. So we're doing weird stuff right now. Let me give you the quick rundown of what exactly we have going on. This is a Game Boy Advance with a peripheral cartridge in there called the e-reader. It takes actual playing cards, so this is like a piece of cardboard here, all right? There's a very small code on it, and you can scan this code on the Game Boy Advance if you do it the right way. There we are. And if you scan a whole card for the right game, you will literally load a game off of a playing card onto the Game Boy Advance, and then you can play the game. Now, the thing is that a long time ago now, closer, well, actually, when they were still selling this thing, the way to produce that code was reverse engineered, and it's possible to do Game Boy Advance homebrew and make your own codes that you can load and then play your own game. Failed load, yeah, that's fair. You can play a Game Boy Advance game using the e-reader with a custom-made dot code. So this is homebrew. Why is it failing to load it? There we go. Now it'll work. So this is my own game running on an emulator using a dump of my cartridge that I made with the Game Boy or Nintendo DS. I'm going to go ahead and scan the bitmap file here rather than load the save game. So we're going to scan an e-reader.code here. All right. It successfully scans it. And now this is a homebrew game that I made. Now, I can load that onto the e-reader by using the flash, but I'm trying to figure out how to print the codes. But they're a very weird high resolution that is not a multiple of 300 or 600. So printers, home printers, don't have an easy time trying to replicate these. So I'm trying to figure out the way that I can use my printers to try and print these dot codes. They can be slightly larger, but they can't be any smaller or any weird things. So like this printer is having a difficult time printing individual pixels. So I have to have them be multiples of things. It's kind of weird. So are these original game cards exclusive to the reader? So actually, most games for the e-reader are NES games. They are just straight ports of NES games. So like, I have Excite Bike is one of them. There's Donkey Kong Jr. there. It's the NES game. Tennis. So most of them are not exclusive, but there are some exclusive ones like this air hockey game and that Game & Watch one I showed you is kind of an exclusive. But yeah, repeat everything you just said for the new Raiders. That was why for the Raiders. But yeah, so maybe the scanner uses side dots to do timing. Perhaps the resolution doesn't matter. The side dots are for the alignment. So there is a visual camera. It's not a barcode reader. It's an actual camera, and I'm pretty sure it's looking for a block of dots. There's an address header encoded in here, so it knows what order they go in. So, no, there are more raiders. There are, in fact, more raiders. What? Primer Justin, hello, everyone there. Welcome from that raid. Oh my gosh. Cool, seeing all this stuff? Okay. Well, all right. Brief rundown. One time for the new people. This is a Game Boy Advance, and this is a peripheral for it that reads whole games off of barcodes that are encoded onto playing cards. But the codes are actually a 2D grid that is read with a digital camera and not a barcode reader. And it's possible to create homebrew and generate these codes and then read them into the e-reader, and you can play your own game. So this is my own custom code here. I've got the graphics for this and everything on here. So yeah, you can do e-reader homebrew, and I'm trying to figure out how to print my own codes to scan with this thing. But my printers all suck, so I'm having a hard time with it. Oh, man. So hopefully that catches everyone up. Rest 3 just repeating the same thing. Yeah, no kidding. So that's the abbreviated version. But hello, everyone. So we've been testing with this page a whole bunch. We've printed a bunch of different dot codes. They get close, so I'll show you what my printed results here look like. I have a video magnifier. It's basically a microscope, but it's not. So my printouts are smearing the ink dots together, which is making it have bad reads because the black ink shows up where it shouldn't be. So that's the problem we're having. We're trying to diagnose what exactly is going on with the printer. So you have to go AFK, but if you really want to make black dots 3x3, yeah, I'll do that. It's like a checkerboard pattern 3x3. I can do that. I can do that really quick here. New. Okay, well, that's actually not, well, that'll work, whatever. Which DPI has been tried? 600 DPI, basically, using $10 thrift store printers, because that's how we roll. So, yeah. Lagunto, I am wondering if L shapes would actually work. I haven't tried that yet, but maybe. So, checkerboard, width, 3, color, black. Okay. So we'll print this. This is 3x3. Just to actually make the thing, though, here. We'll print this just to test. Okay. There we go. File, print, all that. I'm going to make it 600 DPI. Well, no, we'll print one, then the other. Image settings, right there. It's set to 600 DPI. Wow, that's tiny. Okay. You know what? Sure, it doesn't really matter. All right, print. Okay. What about a receipt printer? They're not really that high resolution. So, oh, sorry, you weren't able to see what I was doing. My apologies. What, printer? It's fine. Just print. Here, take the paper. Go. It's, hitting the switch to catch.
And a line. Generic sweetener says here's $1 for a new sheet of paper. I'm willing to pay HP prices. CHDER 100. And a line. COPHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Primer Justin. And a line.
Derek Sweeter, thank you for the 100 bits for the sheet of paper. And Cobb, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Let's see what this looks like. So this was 600 DPI. Well, that doesn't work at all. That's terrible. Good thermal printers can do 300, 600. Yeah, but not receipt printers, which are the easier ones to get a hold of. So that looks awful. I'm going to reprint this without the weird DPI setting, because the weird DPI setting is just kind of bad. See, there was another thing. Forget what it was. Okay, it actually grabbed it this time. File, print. We're going to go 600 by 600. I think I'm just going to pretend the 1200 by 600 does not exist. Image setting, 600 by 600. I'm just going to move it over. Print. Okay. Significantly less wobbly when I try to do the same pattern on yours? All right, well, that's good. Is there any way to verify the print driver isn't doing a rescale? No. All right, let's see what this looks like. So this is just straight up 600 DPI mode. And that looks more consistent, but the pixels are bleeding over. So yeah, it's definitely over bleeding. Because they're joined more than they should be. What's the proper DPI for the code? Basically 342 DPI. Not a integer multiple of any of the home printers. If you had a 2400 DPI printer, though, I think you could do a scale factor of like 5 and have it be off by like 0.79% or something is what the math was. I forget exactly what it was, but it would be really, really close. So if I'm buying another printer for this, I'm buying a 2400 DPI printer so I can just do that and be done with it. But I don't want to buy a printer because they're going to be expensive for printing barcodes. So, eco mode for uses less ink. So that was actually eco mode. We can try not eco mode and see what it does. So I'm curious if it'll just be a solid black blob. All right. Image settings, I'm going to move it over. Print. Saw a tutorial video about recommending glossy paper. Another said they tried 3 different types of paper before found something that worked. Yeah, but my problem is a little more fundamental than glossy paper or not. What's the metric version of dots per inch? PPI? So there's non-eco mode, I think. Yeah, that one's non-eco mode. It's slightly more ink, yes. So it's time to play in the rain now. I think the rain is done because, of course, it is. Now that I could actually go play in the rain. But yeah, no, it's done. Ship it, yeah. I'm going to do one more test. I want to do a 2x2 pixel grid. I want to see what that looks like. All right, so back to here. Render 2. No, that's 1. That won't do anything. 2. Black. Okay. File. Print. Because this is kind of our problem. Print. Oh, I should have printed that in economy mode, actually. File. Print. Image quality. High economy mode. I'm going to move this down. And I'm just going to feed this right back in. That may as well be solid black, I think. It will dither it, Philip. That's the problem. And that's why we can't do that, is that the dithering would be bad. That is absolutely just a solid black patch for the other one. So that was a grid of 2 pixels with 100% ink saturation. This is a grid of 2 pixels with 50% eco mode. Yeah. So, what is this printer? This is a Brother HL2040. It's ancient. What? No way. Good day, Internet. Hello, Raiders. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. This is the third raid in like the last 20 minutes, and I'm doing something really technical that is very difficult to describe briefly. I will attempt to do so. So, Game Boy Advance here, all right? I have a peripheral cartridge called the e-reader. It can read games off of playing cards, okay? It's a piece of cardboard, okay? Has a camera inside of here that scans a very fine dot code, barcode on there. You swipe it correctly, and I said correctly, and it will recognize the card, and it will eventually load a game off of there. I'm using software to make homebrew games for this platform. So this is a game I made for the e-reader here. All right, just load it up real quick. This is emulating it as being saved on the cartridge. So this is a full-on Game Boy Advance game written in ARM, or for ARM in C. And I have a dot code strip here. I'm attempting to print this so I can scan it onto the actual hardware. There are some cheater ways I can get it on the actual hardware, but those aren't very fun. So I'm trying to print this, but printing it is very difficult because the original dot codes are printed at 342 DPI exactly, because they aren't actually like real. They're not printed like this thing does. They are screen printed. So the DPI wasn't really a consideration. But trying to replicate that on there is very difficult. So that's what I'm trying to do. Oh. The cards are 2,000 bytes per strip. I'm being very specific when I say 2,000 bytes and not 2K, because they are not 2,048 bytes. They are 2,000. So if it dithers with the gray with a fixed pattern, it might be acceptable. No, because it'll clobber data pixels. That's the problem. So, yeah. But we're so close, I just need a better printer. That's the problem. I think this printer just sucks. It's 2 kilobytes, not 2 kibibytes. Yes, that's the problem. Or is it 2 kibibytes, not 2 kilobytes? I say I don't even remember because it's dumb. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. If I could print the alternating double-sized pixel grid, it would work. So gray isn't less black ink. Gray is dithered. Dithering means that if you have something that's 50% gray, it will automatically make it a checkerboard that is 50% filled. That's how that works. So, I'm just trying to think if there are any more things I can try, but I don't think so. I think we can do a dumb search. Let's do a dumb search. 2400 DPI laser printer. Bibi bytes are binary counted ones? Ah, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, it was a search for Xerox printers, not like one that's actually there. No, not color laser. Don't want color, want black and white, which is why this isn't going to exist. No, if I'm buying one, it's actually 2400 DPI, not weird split direction. So what about printing rounded pixels to see if the error correction camera does its job? I can't print rounded pixels because these pixels that I'm printing are actually the smallest possible point that the printer can actually produce. So in effect, they are being printed round already because it can't make them square. So that's the problem. This is literally the limit for this printer's resolution. Although these are groupings of 2 by 2 pixels, but it's still at the absolute limit. See, Phillips, I'll just chuck this at it. We'll see what it does. It won't work. But we'll just see what it does. I'm going to undo all of this to the point where it's rotated again. I'm going to grab the paper. I will make it 50% gray, fat pixels, and we'll see what happens. I doubt it will be a good image, but we'll see what happens. So, fat pixels, and then colors, levels, output, make it 127, which will be exactly, no, hold on, 255. We'll make it 127, which is 50% gray. Okay. File, print to there. Image quality is 600. We'll put it down here and print. See, that'll come out of trash. Come out trash because I cannot do math. This is the thing. I don't think it's going to work. We'll see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be terrible. I think the dithering is a higher resolution than I think the dithering is a lower resolution than the printer's native res. So that is the dithered print. It's absolutely unusable. This is why we can't adjust the color, because the dithering is just brutal. So, brother, PCL manuals online. So the problem, I don't think, is that I don't think that it's not getting exact pixel precise data. I think the problem is that the resolution of the printer itself is not good enough to do what it claims to. So I think that's the issue. I think its effective resolution is like 900, or is more like 450 dpi, but it can't actually print at 400 dpi. So I think that's the problem, because I think the minimum size dots bleed over about 50%. I think that's what's going on here. So that's why I'm saying a real 2400 DPI printer would have enough control over its dots that I think we could accommodate for any issues. A real 1200 DPI printer might be able to do it as well, but again, if I'm spending the kind of money it would take to get this, I would want full real 24. So why? Why does it have to be some giant dumb monstrosity? Also, why would a giant business one be that? I would expect that to be like 300 DPI. It's like, who cares? Share that picture so people can test home printing. I can put that up on Discord so you can have access to the original image. I keep meaning to just render them out and put them on GitHub, but I keep making changes to the code. You can find my GitHub repository. Maybe if you, at this point, I don't know, e-reader. I don't know if it will have been scanned yet. Dev. Nope, not yet. But yeah, GitHub. So it is this. If you find this, I'll try to put up some actual codes in there. I have 3 different projects that all of the source code is available for, so you can compile it yourself. But I should put up the actual .codes there. Now that I've locked in some of these, I'm pretty sure System Resources 1 is done and Example Project is done. So I could easily put .codes there and not worry about it, but yeah. What's the DPI of old dot matrix printers? So how tall is a character on a sheet of paper, and then multiply that by 24. So how many lines is a sheet of paper? Dot matrix number of lines per page. There's no way it's only 66 lines. I literally don't believe it. Per 11-inch. Wow, really? That's it? Okay, I just almost did math with the Python. Jeez. Also, there's some dead segments on this calculator, it turns out. The clock one. So, cow. So, clear. Actually, there weren't that many dead segments before. I wonder if the battery's dying. Wow, that's really bad. That's all 8s. Huh. 66 is for books with margin. Yeah, that makes more sense. You know what? It's not going to be good enough. Additionally, controlling individual pins on dot matrix printers is kind of a pain in the butt. So, yeah. This is the calculator that does not turn off. Yeah. So, all right. I just turned it off by pulling the batteries because I don't trust it now. So, all right. I'm gonna have a good think about this. Figure out what I want to do. Do I want to buy a printer? Do I want to? Does Kinko's still exist? Maybe see if I can get one professionally printed locally. I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying to get something printed locally just to get it done sooner rather than later. But yeah. Supposedly photo paper prevents bleeding more. I have not fully experienced that, and the ink doesn't fully cure on stuff like that. So, CopyMax, is that a local place? I don't know. I've never actually looked for local printing places. I feel like Staples is going to have consumer grade garbage. I don't think that's going to be a good one. I feel like they're just going to have some generic thing there that's just meh. Additionally, here's the other fun thing. A place like Staples, I'm going to have a really hard time effectively communicating to the dude behind the counter that I need something printed perfectly per pixel to their printer's capabilities and not like have the whole thing all across the photo paper. So I need someone who does like actual printing for their job, not selling printers, then also, makes photocopies and stuff on the side. So I don't know. Yeah. What's tomorrow? The Visual 200 terminal. We have foam and foil pads. Oh yeah. So we're good to go on that. I got the pads in. Yeah. Need an actual print sharp? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So. And then Sunday, if we get the Visual 200 wrapped up, we might try starting development of an actual e-reader game that's a little more involved. So, yeah. Might want to try Walgreens. Yeah, I do have extra pads, Hellencroft. Yep. So, all right, we should wrap this up. We went a little overtime here because, rated 3 times. Wow, thank you, everyone who came by. Yeah. See, when you're buying the foam foil pads, you following the first rule of government. Yes, I bought 2. Yep, I have spare. So, send some film photos off. You might want to see if the printer can print that. Yeah, that's maybe. Additionally, I don't have to pay for ink on their stuff. So, like, they can get the color ink and then do whatever weird printer nonsense to do the 4800 DPI color stuff. So, too much fun. Stop it. Sorry. We didn't even get to the cool stuff today. This is like boring modern stuff. 2000s Game Boy. No, we're going back to the maybe the 70s. When did the Visual 200 terminal come out? That was a while ago. Yeah. So on the off chance anyone's here who has only been here for this stuff, I normally do vintage computer hardware. So what we're coming back to tomorrow is a terminal. So we're going to be getting that going again. And I have the keyboard back here completely disassembled because it uses a very annoying switch type that has to have its components just straight up replaced the instant you see them. So we will be fixing that up tomorrow. So, yeah. Let's see. The ones that outfit the photo departments usually pretty high quality wide format printers for posters and stuff. Oh man, to get like 80 cards all printed all across, that'd be hilarious. No, the Game Boy printer is not high enough resolution. I have a Game Boy printer. It sucks. It's not gonna work. So yeah. All right. We're gonna wrap this up. We will get to this tomorrow. It's all cleaned up. We've reformed the capacitors. We have to reinstall the power supply board, which is over there. And then we will fire it up for the first time ever, actually. So, if you want to see that, you should stick around. But for now, it's outro time. So, all right. I'm going to sit and stew this evening to figure out how I want to proceed with this. I am willing to pay like the $5 or whatever it would cost to get like a professional photo printed locally, to have one thing in my hands that has homebrew that I wrote on it. just because when I eventually make a video about it, I'm not going to be able to say, like, you could do this in theory, but I failed. Like, I have to come up with some kind of solution for it. So, but yeah, so I'll figure out what I can do. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll pick up the terminal restoration again. But yeah, that's it. So if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Yes, Desiac, I have a Super Game Boy. No, Desiac, I'm not going to stream with it.